Alrighty. We are back. Whoosh. There we go. Hello. Let me just quickly do my checks as normal. Got to pause the stream and pop out the chat as ever. I don't know if I've... Wait, have I got my... Oh, damn. I don't know if I've got power tools on. I don't think I do. Well, that'll just have to... the chat's just going to keep coming up and down. I'll figure it out. Oi, welcome in. Yeah, 15 minutes till kickoff. And I do have the Sky Sports stream kind of in my ears at the moment. They're talking about something. I don't know. But okay, before we get into doing the bingo card and talking about the lineups and stuff, because there are some interesting things to do in terms of the lineups. I have to do my routine. This is our matchup today: Chelsea versus Crystal Palace in match day 1. And it's gonna be an interesting game, I think, because they've put out a really strong lineup as well. So that's something which we kind of have to contend with today. I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as most kind of think that this will be, even though we are obviously in very good form. Palace are undefeated in like their last 12 games as well, so they've been doing very well. I need to close this and get all of the other stuff up. This is really, like, every time I do this, I always forget like what I'm doing. Is that everything on? Yeah, it seems to be on. Okay, cool. Right. We can move into the pre-match bit. Yeah, so also you might notice, now it's gone small, you probably won't actually, but you might have noticed that the camera looks better. I'm slowly upgrading a lot of the kind of equipment I have. Obviously all of the money that I get from my channel always goes straight back into it. I don't ever use any of it for anything else. So it takes quite a long time to actually kind of, save up and be able to upgrade things. So I've got some new audio stuff coming as well. We'll be doing that in recent games. But yeah, here's the bingo card. So firstly, again, we have a lot of the same stuff that we usually have. There's a few things which have changed, but we have forgot the timer. I'm going to try not to forget. I always do. I'm going to try not to. We have Palmer player of the match. I feel like he's probably going to be our best player today. We have a clean sheet as always. We have Enzo goal/assist. We have a Steve assist. And I'll talk about him a little bit more when I talk about the lineups here. We have a Hatto app. We have Caicedo enemy number 1. This is just the one we always get where he makes a clean tackle, the referee just doesn't see it and gives a foul. We have a Sanchez one to save. We have me changing my mind on a decision. We have an unlikely goal scorer. Monotone's foreign. Now this is for if I just pronounce something in a way that is very like wrong from what it's supposed to be, because I'm very modern foreign language kind of brained. I was doing that a lot in the Liverpool the Liverpool game the other day. We have Mono was right in the tactics. We have our free space, obviously. Maresca ball in full flow. Mono swears at the referees. Why isn't it black and white? Because I've changed it now, because people keep asking me that. We've got a worldie, over 3 common players, and this one's interesting because we currently, and spoiler alert for the 11, we have 3 players in. So if George gets off the bench, or I'm going to count it if Jesurun Raksaki, who plays for Palace, if he gets off the bench and plays for them, I'm also going to take that because he is technically an ex-common player, obviously the older brother of Sam Raksaki, who's in our youth team. We have correct prediction, which I'm going for 3-1 today. We have Gittin Scolazo for him scoring. We have Mono on vacation for any camera problems, but I don't think I will have any camera problems because, again, new equipment. Joao Pedro goal, weird substitution, impact sub strikes, and game week 1, and that is just for a win in game week 1. And yeah, we've got we've got a very good lineup here. So and we haven't got as much time as normal because I started this a little bit later than before, but we'll talk about the 2 lineups here. Firstly, let's go into Crystal Palace's lineup. There's nothing really different here to what I expected. The only thing I will say is that, of course, the main The main thing is that Eza is playing, despite him possibly leaving. He is actually playing. Don't believe everything you see in the newspapers, because that is that's something that we can worry about now, because he's obviously one of their best players. The other interesting thing here is that next to Wharton is Hughes. I would have expected Hughes to play, considering he's a left footer, but this could have been Lerma. We don't know. So that's apart from that, everything else is pretty standard. On the bench, they don't have anything really interesting to mention, other than, again, as I said, Raksaki, who is on the bench, who is an ex-Cobham player. In terms of Chelsea's lineup, and let's get rid of this now. In terms of Chelsea lineup, and thank God we've actually got a graphic that doesn't have everything really small, there's a few interesting things here. First of all, obviously, Josh Achimpong starting alongside Chalobah. Neither of these two are in their natural position, for my money. I don't think either of them are going to be particularly comfortable, but love to see Josh playing. Always good to see him in the lineup. I see that Neto is starting. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this. I know Neto's been good in recent times. I just feel like Esteval would have been a better choice for this specific game because of the wide kind of 1v1s that's going to be happening. I think Esteval is better in that regard than Neto is. Happy to be proven wrong, of course. Gittin starting is lovely. Joao Pedro starting is lovely. The very, very interesting thing for the substitutes bench is that Wesley Fofana is on the bench. And that signals to me that he's fit enough to play, because he would not be on the bench if he wasn't able to play, because we already have players like Anselmino who could have been an option to come off the bench. So really good to see Fofana back. I don't think he will play today, but if we need a substitution in that regard, he probably will come on. Anything else interesting on here? Not particularly. Very, very standard. We have Hato as our Cucurella replacement, Asugo as our Caicedo replacement, Santos as our Enzo replacement, Esteval, who can come into the middle for Palmer or come on for Neto, and then George for Gittins, Delap for Pedro. So very, very standard bench for us. Good to see, again, a very strong lineup. I said it's just a bit unfortunate we don't have Tosin, because he's picked up a small injury. We are getting a bit of kind of bad luck with our centre backs in recent times, but I think Josh Josh and Chalobah are capable enough of doing well here. I do fear for Achimpong up against Mateta, because he's obviously less experienced as a centre back than someone like Tosin. I fear that he might get a little bit overwhelmed by the big man, who is a very, very good target striker. So maybe that's an issue. As we kind of talk about the lineup here, I'll bring the players in. And we can kind of talk about how I expect this to, actually pan out, because it's going to settle into this, I would imagine. Instead of it being, the same kind of thing we have been seeing, I think it's going to be, the more of the box midfield rather than the diamond. Maybe we see Palmer go into a 10 position a bit more, and Enzo can kind of drop a bit deeper, but I'm not sure if that's going to be particularly what we see. Otherwise we're probably going to see, maybe we get to see a top two with the 4-4-2 thing. Maybe Neto goes up into a kind of strikery position, or plays as kind of a right wing back. Sometimes he does that. I think this is what we'll see. Josh playing as the central centre back, as I said, is a very big responsibility for him up against Mateta. And though I think it's weird, because I don't know if we are going to play him here, because we could obviously play Chalobah here as well. He's not as comfortable there, but I feel like it's weird, because it's basically, you've got the decision. I think that Achimpong is better in the centre than Chalobah is, but I think that Chalobah is better on this right hand side than or rather, hang on, how am I gonna put this? I think Achimpong's better in this central role, but he's more attuned with playing it on his weaker foot, whereas Chalobah is a little bit less weaker footed, and we kind of saw that in the Milan game where he was a little bit out of sorts, being on the left hand side. I would have preferred Josh to be on the left hand side, because he's played there as a left back quite a lot of times, and obviously he can do the inverting thing too. So maybe that's something we do. Maybe Cucurella plays on the left hand side, we see Josh come here. Don't know. We'll have to wait until the game, I suppose. I do apologise. I will see what you guys have been saying. Hopefully Ez's head is elsewhere. Yeah, absolutely. What was the surprise? I don't know, because they didn't show it on the broadcast. That it was just a thing that happened in the bridge. That's another thing to mention. We've been having some issues, and allow me to swap into the Watchalong screen real quick. We've been having some issues in terms of the ticketing, because we're trying to change everything to digital ticketing, and I've seen online that people are struggling to get their ticket things to show at the gate. So the stadium might be half empty when the kickoff starts, genuinely. which is always an issue. I don't know if that's been fixed in the meantime because I've been preparing for stream, but hopefully not as bad. We've got 5 minutes till kickoff. I will get my screen up now. Players are in a tunnel. Also kicking off at the same time as the Forest Brentford game. That'll be interesting to watch, see how those guys do. And then later on we've got United Arsenal, I believe. So big game there as well. Do you think we can start with Badia Shield instead of Chalabar, like cup matches or other weeks? I think we use absolutely, yeah. Once Badia Shield's back from his injury, he's 100% starting in that left role. That's the only him being injured is the reason why this is awkward, because like he would always be the guy that comes in for that position, but he's not available. So okay, I don't know who the referees are. They're wearing a lovely purple kit. Also, you'll notice in the starting 11 screen and stuff, which is that way, like if I can point, all of this stuff, that I've put Palace in a yellow icon just because they are playing in their yellow away kit. Make it a bit more easy considering both teams wear blue usually. Don't know why people are having issues. Digital tickets were fine for me at the Leverkusen friendly. Yeah, I think that, again, it must just be some kind of glitch in the website or something, because I've seen a lot of people online posting it, and obviously there's been videos of, like, these really long queues outside the stadium of people trying to get in and not being able to. We'll see if we can see how full the stadium is. So London derby to start off the start of the start of the season. Players are now walking out. The stadium looks pretty full, so I think they must have fixed the issue. It looks like everyone's in. Liquidator is blaring out. Let's see how long they put it on for. I hate it when they take off the Liquidator for the stupid Premier League theme. Oh, they've just done it. They've just turned it off. Man, that's so annoying. Leave it on for longer. Esteval isn't starting. Oh, why is Esteval in that thing? Thank you for pointing that out. Why is he there? I must have just missed him when I was changing the lineups. One sec. Hopefully that has fixed itself. When it rolls over, it should say Pedro Neto now. Let's see. There we go. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, so again, pretty standard 5-2-2-1 system for Palace, and they're going to be really hard to break down here. We're going to need some bits of magic from our front three, and Palmer as well, kind of included in that. They have just called Bruno Sosa, which is interesting. Oh, that's interesting. They've just shown Eza before the game, and he is taking not only an inhaler, which is cool, but he was using smelling salts, I'm pretty sure. Snuck his way in, the little rascal. Trying to see if there's any interesting haircuts from our team for the opener. Has Moises Caicedo dyed his hair blonde? Let's see. I don't think he has. Watched you for a while. First time caught stream live. Loving your channel progression. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I haven't been doing this for very long, to be fair. I only started doing the watch-alongs. I think the first one I did was the Europa League final. Europa Conference League final, that is. And we've just been doing it from there. So I'll be trying to do these as often as possible, but obviously not all of the games are shown, which is still really silly, and we spoke about that a lot last time. How the game's not being shown, the 3 PM game's not being shown on TV is just utterly disgraceful. But We'll figure out what we can do for the majority of the other games. Good thing our opening game is on a Sunday, eh? Oh, I'm glad that the Sky Sports team or the commentary team is bringing this up. They're bringing up the donation that we made, or the club that the club made to the families of Diogo Jota and Andre Silva, because we don't get a lot of good media representation. Let's just say that. So it's good to see us getting good coverage. There will be a minute's silence for him. Or not a minute, but a moment's silence, let's say. Um, the camera's well focused on Pedro Neto, as expected. Yeah, the thing is though, like I'm technically not allowed to stream that, so if I was doing that, I would be able to watch it. I would not be able to do the watch alongs at the same time. So I felt, I felt like for the games we can watch, I'm gonna have like an actual premium service, so it's good. The commentators are Bill Leslie and Chris Sutton, by the way. Oh, it might have been, yeah, it might have been Forest. It might have been Forest that was the first one I did, because I think I did the Premier League. I did the Premier League final day, then Europa League, or the Conference League final were the first two that I did. So I think it probably would have been the Forest game. We are kicking off from right to left here. I forgot the timer already. There we go. That's one for the bingo card. Good play from Chelsea already, though. Enzo Fernandez. Here's Palmer as I try and fix this issue. Hopefully that's fixed. There we go. Right, back at it. It's Gittins. Yeah, so immediately we are moving into a three at the back system, and Josh is the central centre back. Here's James on the ball. Into Moises Caicedo. Cucurella's already done the inversion. He's in the left side of the midfield. Great turn from Caicedo in the middle up against Will Hughes. Gets it through to Enzo, who's touched a little loose, and it has been cleared all the way over to Robert Sanchez. It's a long run in behind for Joao Pedro, picked out by Reece James. He's in the box here. Oh, he's bullied off the ball there, though. It's cleared once again. I think the pattern of play is going to be well established from the off here of Chelsea trying to break down this very, very stubborn Crystal Palace defence and them trying to get the long balls to Mateta as their kind of out ball. Here's James. Good ball from him to Cucurella. Keeps the ball under pressure. Here's Gittins. First chance for him to run at his man. He is being doubled up on. He will go around the outside against Chris Richards and wins a corner. First corner of the game already. Also, mug check. I am using the Chelsea mug today. Gittins is so direct, yeah. There's part of the reason why I wanted Esteval in the team as well, because I just don't feel like Neto is as direct as those two. And for against a team like this where you kind of really need that injection. It's Reece James to take the corner for the in-swinger into the front post. It's knocked on by Cucurella. Oh, and it's cleared off the line by Sarr, I believe that is. That was sneaking into the far corner. Yeah, it's a really good... He's actually being held by two hands, by the way, Cucurella. They said that they're going to be cracking down on this, but it doesn't look like they are. I don't think it was going in anyway, actually, but Enzo was underneath it, so he probably would have tapped that in if Sarr wasn't there. Good work from him. Another one into the front post is cleared. Here's Neto on the right side. Gets past one. Plays another ball in. It's cleared again. Another corner for Chelsea. 3 in a row. It's Tyreek Mitchell who cleared that one. We've highlighted that near post area as a weakness because that's the second time we put it there. Let's see what we do from this one. Into the near post again. Flick on from Cucurella, and it's Enzo's pushed in the box here. This could be a penalty, honestly. That probably should be a penalty. They said they were going to crack down on pushes and stuff in the box. Here's Palace trying to break though, whilst VAR will possibly be checking that. Good work from Caicedo to win the ball back, but it's ricocheted kindly for Will Hughes, and Caicedo's won it back again, but it's gone kindly again to the Palace team. Out left to Tyreek Mitchell. Seems like the VAR are not going to be alerting the referee to stop the game, which is rather silly. Oh, the Eza saw Sanchez off his line and tried a very long range effort that was quite audacious. Let's see this again. It's 2 hands in the back with a push. That should be a penalty. That should be a penalty. It's 2 hands in the back. But of course, nothing ever goes right with Chelsea. Speaking of which, there's a head collision here between 2 players. I'm not sure who this is who's down. I think it's Chalobah. No, it's Gittins. Gittins is down. He's collided with Munoz, I would imagine. No, it's Chris Richards. Yeah, that's one thing you say that it's us. Why would they call fouls? That's something that was really interesting that happened in the first kind of opening days. Is that obviously they've introduced this new rule about giving corners for goalkeepers holding the ball for too long, and they enforced that in the Burnley game. Yet the same thing happened about 4 times in the Liverpool game with Alisson, and they never gave a single one. So it's very clear how things are going to be going this season. I can already tell. Both players are up and are okay. And there's already a goal in the other game. Forest has scored. It's who else but Chris Wood. But Forest already 1-0 up against Brentford. The game will restart with a drop ball. I'm not sure who he's giving possession to here. I think probably Palace. Get it to Maxence Lacroix. Mitchell back to the Frenchman. Long ball from him goes all the way out for a Chelsea throw. So one thing that we do very, very well as a team is force teams to go long and kind of give up the ball, but Palace are pretty decent at doing that, so maybe they can find avenues despite us doing that to them. It's a throw in for Chelsea. Pogba Liverpool. Liverpool, as they're so often named. I did say, like, in my predictions, they will get favourable calls this season because of their kind of narrative that's going on throughout their season this year. Gittins cannot control the long ball from Reece James, and it will go out for a Palace throw. Here's Lacroix. Mitchell was met by James. It's interesting to see the interactions between those wing-backs and our players to see like who's actually tracking them. James is coming up to stop the fullback rather than kind of one of our wingers going backwards to get him. Which is good. We want to keep our wingers high if we can. There's a Palace player down here. I think it is Mitchell. No, it's Sarr, actually. I should really wear my glasses because I can't read numbers. He looks a bit in pain here, Sarr, actually. He should be okay. Yeah, he is back up to his feet. He's pointed to his arm or something. I wonder if he's like done something to his shoulder. Will be a Palace free kick though. Very far out. It's about 40, 50 yards out. on the left-hand side. We've been very, very good with our lines in these scenarios in recent times. Let's hope that continues. We're holding quite a high line here. It's swung in by Eza. It's headed back across his wrist chuds. It's a fantastic claim from Sanchez, and he's going to get us going quick here. Here's Palmer. Long ball for Neto is an inaccurate one, unfortunately. It's Wharton. Saar, he's been blocked off. Achimpong will claim. Good work from Caicedo to turn. We want to see more of that from him this season. Palmer back to Caicedo. Here's Enzo, who is playing on the more on the right hand side. Here's Neto. Good work from him to get it to Pedro. Enzo will put the ball in. It's a horrible, horrible ball as he slips over. Good build-up play. I said the thing which I want to see from Caicedo more is what he was doing at Brighton a lot, was where he was receiving the ball and turning around. We see that a lot from Lavia in our team. We haven't really seen it as much from Caicedo. He started to do that today, which is good. I love Enzo next to Josh. He's a giant. Yeah, Josh is deceptively tall. I'm pretty sure he's like 6'5". It's a good claim from Sanchez. Cucurella smartly wins a foul on the left side from Ismail Assar. Here is the aforementioned Josh Achimpong. Chalobah. Palace are pressing well here. It's a really poor pass from Achimpong, who kind of gives it away to Eza. Here's Saar. Tackle from Caicedo, but it will get it out to Munoz. Cleared by Josh. Eza's got past one. Cannot get past Reece James, as is often the case. Here's Mateta. And it will be Clay. Oh, we do clear it, but the referee's pulled it back for a foul outside the box. Yeah, that is a bit weird. He's pulled it back after a very long time. It's not even really a foul, to be honest. He's just swiped at the ball. I don't think he's even hit the man, has he? It's very wild from Cucurella, I will say that. You just need to calm it down a little bit. This is really good range for someone like Eza to put it in. It might be a bit too close, in all honesty. To get it up and down over the wall is going to be difficult, especially how big our wall is. They have the most goals from set pieces last season, though, so here we go. Here's Abera Eza to take. And Eza to score, which I assumed was going to happen because I saw it in chat beforehand. Yeah, there we go. They are 1-0 up. I do expect them to get one, so... We know that they're dangerous from set pieces. He does put it to the right side. He doesn't put it over the wall. So maybe there's questions about Sanchez's... Let's see. Can he see this from the keep? He can see this all the way. He should be saving that. That's a horrible non-save from Sanchez. He should be saving that every single day of the week. VAR. Oh, is it going to be a possible offside interfering with the goalkeeper? Is that what they're going to be claiming here? Is it Maxence Lacroix who is standing in a position to disrupt Caicedo to block this, maybe? Oh, it's Gahey. Yeah, you know what? The thing is, though, I don't think if he's offside, then it makes sense. But I don't think that's particularly a foul. He's shoulder to shoulder. But they did say they're going to be cracking down on this type of stuff. So you know, if they do disallow this, then that's setting the standard, isn't it? So he's not got his arms around him or anything. It's just kind of shoulder to shoulder. Are they going to rule this out? And they are talking in the stadiums. Oh, okay. You know what? He was too close to the wall, is what he's going to say. That's the verdict there. Too close to the wall. You know what? Good job to the referees, because they would never call that last season. It's not for the actual foul. It's for him standing too close to the wall. You know what? I'll take it back. I'll take it back. Good referee in there. It's very harsh, but you know, that's the rules. You can't stand too close to the wall. And if we go at the other end of score here, they're going to be very mad. Here's Pedro Neto. Caicedo can clear the pass forward. Here's Reece James stepping into midfield. Or rather, Josh Achimpong does really, really well to get past Mateta. If I ever said I love VAR. I said that's one of those things where it doesn't come up very often. So it's really odd to see a goal disallowed for that. But it is one of the rules. You're not allowed to, as a defending or an offensive player, you're not allowed to stand 1 meter or less next to the wall. It's something they added in last season or the season before. And he's obviously, before the ball has actually been struck, he's moved too close by pushing Caicedo. And that's why they've ruled it out. Here's Josh Achimpong. Well, it's Cucurella, who's been tackled fairly but strongly. Enzo will sweep this up back to Sanchez. I still do think that Sanchez needs to do better there, regardless of the VAR intervention. Here's Chalobah. There's space out here for Enzo if we can get the ball to him. But Palace are pressing very, very well. Chalobah into Caicedo. His pass is a bit hospital and it's given away. Here's Mateta. His pass is then a bit hospital for Eze and it will go out for a Chelsea throw. Here's Achimpong. We're finding it difficult to get it out to the players in offensive positions here, is what I will say. Not having someone like Tosin in the middle who can play those intricate kind of balls through the middle is really disrupting us. But Palace are a team that are set up to be compact in the centre. We can't really do much more about that. Here's Gittins. Tackled by Munoz. Here's Sarr. And Gittins will get back to make the tackle very well. Here's Wharton. Pressure for Maxence Lacroix from Joao Pedro to deal with. Reece James trying to win the ball back off of Eze here. That battle is going to be very interesting throughout. Here's Wharton again. Lovely ball in. Mateta. Good save from Sanchez. Got himself in the way. Again, hit him more than anything. Here's Gittins up against 2 players. He's being surrounded here. And Cucurella will win the throw off of Wharton. So the Palace press has been really, really good so far. They're a very well organised side under Oliver Glasner. Jesus, the Mateta touch. Oh, Enzo's launched it into touch. They're going to claim claim that was a pass back, but to be fair, I don't think he really knew much about it. Here's Neto getting past Mitchell. Good work from him to get it through to Cucurella too. Great space. Here's Gittins on the left side. He's up against Munoz and no one else. Cucurella goes outside. He's tackled. Here's Palmer in the centre. And Caicedo. We don't have anyone on the right side now, though, is the issue. Need someone to go out there. Neto is now back on that side. Here's Enzo. Reece James. Chalobah. This is the type of stuff we want. We want to have these spells of possession where we just keep the ball and stop them from being able to do much. Here's Achimpong. James will play it back to Sanchez, who's moving into the back 4 as he so often does. Here's Chalobah on the left side. Here's Reece again. He's looking for a ball over the top for João Pedro, but it never came. Here's Achimpong, who will try and get through the middle. Oh, I apologise for my voice. I don't know what's happening. Here's Caicedo. Lovely ball into Palmer. Great touch into João Pedro. Plays it wide for Jamie Gittins. Onto his right foot. Puts it to the edge of the box for Palmer. He'll take a strike. And it's a very wild effort. I really feel like Palmer should have played Cuckoo through there. Did you say Tosin is injured? Yeah, he came up with a small problem in training. Yeah. I don't know why the commentators have just updated the audience by saying, oh, it wasn't the push, it was the meterage thing. But like they didn't address it at all when the referee literally said that to the crowd. Ball over the top from Reece James to João Pedro, who's running into the right channel. He's up against 2 players here. He gets the ball into the box for Enzo. Here's Palmer. No space. Neto will take a strike and it's going to be wayward. Took a deflection though, so it will be a Chelsea corner. I think this is where we're going to find some success, honestly, because we were getting close from corners. Yeah, it's deflected off of Wharton. It'll be Reece James to take the corner. Cucurella is the short option here. Josh Achimpong is probably the target here. Ball goes into the near post again. We've definitely highlighted before the game that that's a weakness of theirs because we're putting every ball into the front post. It's Maxence Lacroix who clears it, but they've given a goal kick for some reason. They're going to try and play it out short here, which is admirable. They've gone long from Dean Henderson instead. Good work from Caicedo to stop Eza from getting on the ball. Here's Reece James will plough straight through the middle, straight through the back of one of their players, and it's given away a foul. Both Palmer and James look a bit confused about that decision. Let's see what happened. Oh, that's never a foul. He's literally just run across him and then fell over. That's never a foul. And he's got a yellow card as well for it. What's this ref doing, man? Literally doesn't even touch him. He just runs across him and then falls over. I assume he's been carded for talking back to the referee rather than the actual foul. Because if that's for the foul, then that's soft as hell. Will be another free kick for Palace, though. We know they're good from these. It's far out on the left-hand side, so we'll be swung in for the back three to get on the end of. All three of the back three are up the pitch, as well as Mateta, as well as Sarr. All very tall players. It's Wharton to take, and he lays it off to Eza, who will take a strike, but it's easy for Sanchez to deal with. He's going to take the ball and launch it long for Pedro Neto to try and get on, and Wharton has, or Hughes rather, has completely ignored him, and he's won a corner from his resulting cross. That was a really good opportunity for us there. He is so fast. And Neto is trying to G the crowd up, and that's what we need, because our crowd has been quite silent. We need to get some... Man, he is caught up about 10 yards on Will Hughes, though, by the way. Neto was absolutely free. Joao Pedro, rather, was free in the centre if he could have gotten it to him. Be another Chelsea corner. We've had a lot of these. And you'd imagine this is going to be going straight into the near post once again. Unless we've been setting that as a trap and we're now going to go to the back post instead. Ball goes in to the near post. It's punched away by Henderson. Caicedo... Oh, it was Gittins, rather, who would take the strike on the edge of the box. Here's Reece James to whip it in. It's cleared by Mateta. Here's Caicedo. Gittins does really well to... Oh, fuck off, ref. You fucking nonce. Sorry. take that off the... take that off the bingo card. That's never a foul in a million years. Oh, my God. It's soft as hell. Where can you watch the game for free? I don't know, because I don't think it is for free. I don't think there is anywhere to watch the game for free. I'm watching it on Sky Sports, so... That's a horrendous decision. Lovely little flick from Palmer gets the ball to Joao Pedro, but it will be cleared from the Palace back line. Enzo wins it with a bit of head tennis, and Joao Pedro has launched it forward, which he had more time than he probably realised. They've played it out well from the back here, but the spin of the ball has slowed their momentum a little bit. Here's Hughes. Lucroix. It's Chris Richards on the right side. Here's Eza. Shrouded out by Caicedo, and he's forced to go back. This match is so choppy, no real flow to it. Yeah. Yeah, the pub. Yeah, go down the pub. You can watch it for free down the pub. That's a good shout. Oh, Cucurella has been horrifically challenged by Daniel Munoz here. He's going to get a card for it. It's not intentional, but it's just the kind of, you know, the resulting collision that is quite nasty. Yeah, it's a typical Cucurella situation where he's so much faster than the opposition. Oh, it doesn't look good, but it's not as bad as it actually seems in terms of an actual foul. But you know, maybe a yellow card's a little bit harsh there, honestly. Here's Enzo. Josh Achimpong in the centre. We'll play it to Chalabar on this left side. There's space out on the right-hand side for Neto here if we can get it out to him. But we don't seem to be taking that option. James will get it out to Enzo. And he's taken an absolutely horrific touch and it's gone off the pitch. You know, I tell you this, I've jinxed Enzo. I said before the game, I said Enzo is a really underrated player and he's been playing absolutely terribly today. I don't think it suits him playing on the right side, genuinely. I feel like he's so much better on the left where he can get his head up and switch the ball. Here's Cucurella running through the centre. Gets it to Palmer, who gets it out to Gittins. Good transitional play from Chelsea here. Lovely ball from him into Cucurella, but Joao Pedro will take it on the strike instead. Here's Caicedo. And it takes the deflection. Should be a corner, but the referee, I don't think, has given it. Oh no, it has been given in the end. It was a lovely strike from the edge of the box from him on his weaker foot, I think. Oh, the ball is just... Oh, it's so close to going to Cucurella, but doesn't get there. We've taken that resulting corner short. Here's Pedro Neto. Goes around the outside of his man. Puts the ball into the front post where Chalobah was, but he could not get the connection right. Here's Gittins, who will run into the box here. To the edge of the box, takes a strike. It's deflected off of Richards, and it's Chalobah. Oh, Trevor should be scoring there. He's claiming a corner again, and the referees haven't given it. He would have been onside as well. I think that does hit the Palace defender, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it does. It comes off a gay, but they're not going to be given that. It's quite a clear deflection as well. The lino should be spotting that. They will be playing the ball short here. They're under a lot of pressure. They've been very lucky to get the ball through past Cucurella there. Here's Palmer. He gives away the ball. It's Richards. Game's starting to get a bit more, you know, more flowy here. Good work from Will Hughes to get the ball past Caicedo. Here's Sarr. Held up a little bit. Here's Hughes. Puts the ball across for Mateta, but Chalobah will clear. Wharton will win the resulting clearance. He tries to get past Reece James and he can't. Here's Enzo. A little bit too late to play the pass and he's been pushed off the ball, but yeah, you know, Enzo is just, yeah. He's never going to get a foul for that. Here's Eze. Chris Richards to Munoz. Here's Leclerc. Back to Richards, back to Munoz. There's a big chant of "you're not fit to referee" coming from one section of the fan base, and I'm not too sure which one it's coming from, considering both teams have been rightfully kind of screwed over in this game so far. Great work from Mateta to hold up the ball up against Josh. He plays in Daniel Munoz. This is the same combination we saw in the Conference League, but Josh has done really well to win the ball back again and again, and he's fouled by Mateta, and he's going to be winning a free kick there. Is that good? You know, that could be a yellow, honestly. Really good work from Josh. Fantastic. Oh, he will be getting a yellow, yeah. He does get a yellow in the end for that. Which is good, because now we can't be as rough and tumble with our centre-backs. Or he runs the risk of getting another. Here's Caicedo. You know, Josh is absolutely rapid for a player that is as tall as he is. He's got that lengthy build. He gets there ahead of Mateta. Here's James. Cucurella sets off on a run. He will be spotted by James, and the ball will go over to Gittins instead. It's cleared by Munoz for a high throw. It's Cucurella who's getting booed by the Palace fans as an ex-Brighton player. I would imagine. Or he just gets... Oh. I can't believe what I've just watched. Complete and utter miscommunication between Cucurella and Gittins, and Cucu has just thrown the ball off the pitch. It is Crystal Palace who are making the more noise in the stadium at the moment. High press from Chelsea again will force Chris Richards to go long and give it away to Chalobah. Here's Cucurella, who will recycle the ball for Caicedo. And the Chelsea fans are responding with a Champions of the World chant, which is good. They're actually trying to, sing. Here's Enzo. Chalobah with a lovely direct pass into Pedro, but he cannot get the ball through. It will fall back to Pedro, though. Here he is. Nice little Cruyff turn to get away from Maxence Lacroix. He's brought down, though, and there will be a foul for Chelsea. It looks a bit too far out to shoot. It's about 30, 33 yards out, but it's on the left-hand side. It can be a good in-swinger for Reece James. Or possibly an out-swinger from the left-hand side. Palmer's been anonymous so far. He always will be. I kind of said this, that like he's gonna struggle in a game against a team like this where they pack the midfield because he's just not gonna get as much time and space. It's James and Neto over the free kick here. João Pedro is at the back post. The ball is dinked into the near post, though, for where Chalobah was, and it's not been able to get to him. Cleared by Eze. Ball all the way back to Sanchez. Long ball from Reece James into Cucurella on the left side. It's a great pass from him. Good take as well. Lovely little spin from Neto, and he's tackled by Maxence Lacroix. It'll be a corner or a throw? I think another throw. Yeah, throw for Cuckoo. Let's hope he doesn't throw it off the pitch this time. He will instead play infield to Palmer, who's still battling here up against Sarr, who wins the free kick. Here's Wharton. Long ball from him over for Mateta will be swept up by Reece James quite comfortably. Here's Chalobah again. Now we're starting to settle into that pattern that I said before, where we're going to be attacking and they're going to be trying those long balls, and they're just not going to happen. You know, this is probably going to be one of those games where it takes, I said, a little bit of magic, a little bit of invention, maybe a substitution or two to kind of unlock this Palace defense. Maybe an Estevao involvement, perhaps. Here's Chalobah. James back to the common product. Here's Cucurella. Back to Sanchez. I wonder if I don't know if you guys have this, but like, the way that I watch football is very interesting because like whenever I've got like centre backs on the pitch, I'm not watching the centre backs. I'm watching like the runs and stuff that are being made off the ball. I wonder if you can actually see that with my eyes. Like you see where I'm looking. I'm like looking at the left hand side of the screen. The football experience of playing as a defender. Here's Enzo, who just cannot get his touch right today, man. Don't know what's up with him. Ball into the centre has not worked out. Chalobah with a great intervention, though, to stop Sarr from getting on the ball. Wharton will, though, and he will line it to Eze, who's on the left-hand side. Great touch from him, and a great bit of skill to get it through the legs of James, and it will be a foul, though I don't think he's actually really done anything wrong there, other than just be fooled. The Palace fans really sillily are saying off, 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 but there's no way he's getting sent off for that. Have a day off. He doesn't. I don't think he even touches him, to be honest. He does get it through his legs, but he doesn't actually run into the player afterwards. Oh, it's a little bit of contact on the leg, but not enough for him to fall over like that, I don't think. This might be a game where the Brazilian duo of Santos and Estevao change things, honestly. It's Ezra to take the free kick. Ooh, all the way through the back post, and it was Lacroix who was on the end of it. He cannot get a touch, though. The question's of whether he would have been onside in the first place. He would. Oh, he might have been. He might have been onside from Josh Acheampong. Yeah, just cannot get his studs to the ball. Here's Caicedo. Oh, risky pass from him back to Chalobah, but he will clear it. Good hold-up play from Pedro to get it to Palmer. Rare bit of space for him on the right-hand side, which is nice. Here's Neto. Jinks back. Gets it to James. Here's Enzo. Lovely ball from him into Pedro. He gets it out to Neto. Into Reece James. He's going to do one of those late balls into the back post. Oh, it's fantastic, but it's cleared by Munoz. Here's Acheampong, who's now on the left-hand side of the defence. Reece James will play the ball forward for Gittins, but he will not get there. Caicedo up against Mateta. There's a bit of a mismatch, but he actually wins his header, surprisingly. Here's James up against Ezra again. Does way better this time. And it's back to Sanchez to clear up the pitch. Pressure from Neto here. Forces them to head it away. Questions of handball from Enzo Fernandez there, but we play on. Here's Cucurella. Palmer in the central area. Here's Chalobah. Caicedo will play it to James. Then up to Neto. Again, I just don't think Neto's doing enough in that right-hand role, if I'm being honest. He doesn't have the trickery to get past people. He's done really well to win the ball back there, though, to be fair. After initially losing it. Here's Josh. It's Chalobah. Space for Palmer here if he can get it to him, but he's not going to. Here's Moises Caicedo. James to Enzo. Lovely ball from him around the corner for Neto to get onto. He's being held horrifically by Mitchell there, but the referee's given nothing. The English fullback will be able to get up the pitch now. Here's Sarr, who's tracked all the way by Cucurella. Good tackle from him. And Josh will get across to get the ball and win a free kick. Someone just score, please. I'd like to see Palmer play more on the right here. James will take that resulting free kick. Here's Josh. Back to Robbo in goal. The Spaniard will clear this long on his left foot. It will go up for Pedro, who hasn't been able to get as involved as he probably would have liked. Good work from Palmer and Cucurella to get it through the midfield. Here's Palmer again. Scrappy in that midfield area. No one really able to kind of hold on to the ball. Lacroix will put it out for a throw. Here's Chalobah again. We've got 3 minutes for the end of the half. Here's Enzo. Bit of space for him to run up the pitch now. We'll play it into Palmer, but it's intercepted by Lacroix, who's been really, really good today, Lacroix. Genuinely. Here's Caicedo. Chalobah, we've got our centre-backs much higher up the pitch now than we did previously. Here's Gittins on the left-hand side. Can he make something happen? Doubled up on, and he will go back to Chalobah. Wants the 1-2, doesn't get it. Switch out to the right-hand side instead. Here's Neto, who he can't really judge the bounce of the ball, and it goes over his head. Forest 2-0 up. Expected. They're taking ages over this corner, ref. Come on, man. Or this throw, rather. And they've just blasted it out in the end anyway. Typical. Reese to Moise Caicedo. Back to Josh in the centre. Hits Cucurella on the left side. Chalabar again. Caicedo will play the ball over the top for Neto. Good run from him. Does well up against Mitchell, who does well up against him as well to win the ball back afterwards. Here's Ezra on the left-hand side. He'll try and get it through to Mateta. He does get it through to Mateta. Ball from the big man is a little wayward, though. And Munoz will have to go backwards. Here's Sarr on the right side. Back to Richards. Moy is down in the up the kind of pitch here. Hope he's not too badly hurt. Here's Henderson. Not wearing his cap today. Will Hughes. And they're showing the Nottingham Forest goal now instead of the Chelsea game, which is really annoying. Why are they doing that? It's Dan and Doy who scored, though. Their new signing, who's replacing Elanga, so... Good tackle from Chalabar up against Sarr, but it will be recycled. Here's Richards. His ball up the pitch to Mateta is a good one, and he's done well to hold the ball up here. Here's Sarr. Mitchell on the left-hand side as 4 minutes of stoppage time will be played. Mitchell's ball is utterly woeful. Dreadful cross from him. It's going to be a long goal kick from Sanchez. Ball's a good one to Cucurella, who lines it over the top, and Joao Pedro will get on the end of this on the left-hand side. Good touch from him. Here's Gittins. It's a 2v2. They've fallen back into their shape now, though. Here's a ball back to Caicedo. He can't get his touch right, and will give it away to Mateta. Mateta's ball up for Eza is a little bit too heavy, and Sanchez will clear it. Neto will win the resulting clearance and get a throw. He's asking for Enzo to make a run. He just doesn't. Just doesn't make the run. I think our team is running out of ideas and getting a bit frustrated here against the stubborn low block of Palace. That's always going to happen. Chalabar will play it to Cucurella. Back to Cucurella, who'll play a long ball for Neto here. Gets on the end of it. Little cross in. It's beautiful. Richards gets underneath it, though. Good work from James to get it back. Here's Palmer. Oh, it's Cucurella who takes a wild strike, and it will be not a corner, supposedly. He's... Okay, well. I think that's the second time we've had one of those strikes that's hit a player and it's just not been given as a corner, but there we go. Oh, such a good touch from Palmer, honestly. Unfortunate that his shot is blocked. Forrester just scored another one. It's Wood again. It's not been champagne football. Not particularly, no. Munoz will take the throw into Ismail Assar. Good work from Mitchell to get the ball in, but Caicedo is there to stop the cross, as he ever is. Be a long throw here from Palace, from Chris Richards, who's moved over to the left-hand side to take it. His throw is into the near post, and Sanchez came out to punch that. This could be dangerous. Eza's shot is cleared by Caicedo. Scissor kick from Eza goes nowhere, and then the resulting strike is going to go wide. And there's a player down. I think it is Gay. Oh, he's flopped to the floor after the Sanchez punch. He barely touches him. He seems fine, and then he whatever. Glad we didn't sign Kelleher. Seems like he's not playing great. Well, in general, I said I don't think I spoke about this in my Prem predictions. I don't think that Brentford are going to do well this season. I think they're going to plummet quite hard. Like, I think that they were really, really overperforming, and Thomas Frank was kind of the main reason for that. Now they don't have him, I assume they're going to do pretty poor. That is half time. It is still 0-0. So no change to the scoreline. They're going to be complaining about that goal, it being disallowed, but rules are the rules. Rules are the rules. I don't know if I have any, like, I don't know if I have any Brentford players in my FPL. Need to check if there's any. Because you guys know me, like, because obviously the league that I run, I don't want to win myself. I just do like a past and present Chelsea team every single time. So every single player in my like starting lineup is, or starting lineup and bench is just like ex Chelsea players or like current Chelsea players. So I don't know if they're. Oh, I've got Hudson-Odoi and Ola Aina in the lineup, but neither of them have actually done anything for Forest, so that's great. Lack of experience in being a number one with Keller as well. Yeah, I said the same thing. The longest run of games he's ever had as a first choice kind of starting goalkeeper is 8 games, which is not the longest time, and that was only because Alisson was injured. So it wasn't particularly like he was being trusted as the number one. So big jump up in competition for the. This is the thing. You think he's actually younger. Like, you always think that he's much younger than he actually is. I think he's 27. So like he's not. I mean, in goalkeeper standards, that's pretty young, I suppose. But like for like people kind of speak about him like he's an academy kid when he's not really, not anymore anyway. Well, they're showing adverts for Haagen-Dazs. I'm jealous. I am going to quickly go and get some snacks because I'm a little hungry. So I'm going to move on to the be right back screen. However, before I do that, I know that I have to change. I don't have to change this because we haven't scored any goals actually, so that's fun. We will change the scoreline to this one. I will be right back. Alrighty. Wobble. They're talking about the decision, as they rightfully will do, and Michael Richards has just said something like um very interesting there, and it's something that I agree with. Is that he said that, like, hey, it's a weird decision and we don't like it, but they are following the rules, and this is something which I've been saying for a long time, that like I don't care if things go against our team as long as the rules are actually being followed properly. Like, if that happened to my team, like, I would still, of course, I would be annoyed, but like, it's the rules. Like, at least they're following it. At least that's consistent. That's the only consistency you can get, is by following what it says in the rule book. Like, it's the only way you can get consistency with these type of decisions. So, you know, credit to the referees for actually doing their jobs properly for once, and not just ignoring what it actually says in the rules and doing whatever they want. Might be time for Andres Santos to enter the chat. Enzo's completely off it today. Yeah, I agree with that statement, to be honest. You can tell that Gittins and Cuckoo aren't on the same page. Yeah, not particularly at the moment. It's been a little bit. It's just been a little bit of a lack of communication throughout the whole team. I think Palace's setup is kind of disrupting us a bit. Yeah, I don't know if Enzo will make changes at half time. He's not a manager that likes to do that particularly much. Maybe he'll be more inclined to do it as it's the start of the season and players are still kind of getting into full fitness and things like that. But I do foresee around 60, 65 minutes for Esteval and Santos to come off the bench. Maybe a Sugo or two. Maybe George on the left-hand side if Gittins isn't getting anything done. Though I feel like it will be really... I guarantee we'll get some kind of annoying decision, or like an annoying substitution from Maresca here, where he'll take off Neto. He'll take off Gittins rather than Neto, and then put Neto to the left-hand side, and then put Esteval on. Maybe around the 60th minute, yeah. I will be munching on snacks throughout the second half. And I'm going to have to go for a run to burn off all the calories again. So I'll check the stream, see if it's running good. Yeah, it seems to be okay. I'm trying to suppress a sneeze right now. It's probably help. Okay, I think I'm okay. Oh. My FPL team sucks. It's the first time I've played, but still. I mean, FPL is very much a weird thing, because it's not about like making a good team. It's about making a team full of players that get goal contributions, or like in defenders' cases, teams that like players that get a lot of clean sheets. So like, I think like a beginner person that has never played FPL before, that goes in and says, "Hey, I want to make a good team and like use the budget well and stuff." A lot of the time, they'll play players that are like really good players to their own credit, but don't get a lot of that type of, you know, those types of scores. Like, there's a reason why, for example, Salah and Haaland are just like in everyone's FPL team pretty much, because they are guaranteed to get goal contributions. I'm trying to think of a player like, for example, Caicedo. Phenomenal player, but I would never put him in my FPL because he doesn't get any goal contributions, and he doesn't get credited for clean sheets because he's a midfielder. I don't know. I haven't actually looked at the standings. Obviously, I'm going to update the standings weekly as a way of me trying to keep on top of my own FPL, because I always forget about it and don't actually do it. Um, I'm gonna try and keep like every single week I'll do like an update on like who are the highest scorers this week and things like that. So we'll be updating. I think I'm like fifth, and the only reason I'm fifth at the moment in the league is because I triple captain Salah on the opening day, and because he always gets loads of goals in the opening day, and for some reason he just decided to you know what, I'm having a break this time, and he only got one. At least I got some points from Livermento getting a clean sheet. I guess that's something I can do. Who's winning at the moment? Who's at the top of the league? Lucas is at the top of the league. I said I have no intention of winning my own league, of course, because there will be some small prizes I want to hand out to people, for winning the leagues and stuff. Did you mention in your preview that Gittins shouldn't start? No. I wanted Gittins and Esteval to play because I thought that, and I still do think that against this type of team where they're very, very compact, you need to stretch like the play and play touchline wingers. I just don't think that Pedro Neto is as good of a touchline winger as Esteval has proven to be. Said neither of our wingers have really had much success today. So, heyo, welcome in. I'm not gonna forget the timer. I just reminded myself I'm not gonna forget the timer. Oh, sorry, I misread what you said. Just me who mentioned it. Yeah, the thing is though, again, I'm a person that really likes balance in my team, and I feel like if you're playing two left footers, then you just don't have that balance as much. I think Gittins, who's clearly going to be our starting left winger this season, is going to need to get consistent minutes, and him being taken out of the team for Neto, for example, I just don't think it's going to be good for him kind of getting into the flow of the Premier League. Where is one of these? One of these days I'll remember how to do this. Okay, there we go. They're showing they're showing the Brentford Nottingham Forest highlights, but they have nothing else to talk about our game because it was just like boring. If I'm to lack of a better term, boring. Let's see if there's any changes. Doesn't look like it at the moment, but they have just said possible reinforcements on the way on the. Gotta say, beside the one pass, Josh looked very strong. Yeah. Josh looked good. I think, like, again, apart from that one like kind of getting fooled tackle, but I think James has been pretty decent too. Trying to think who else has been pretty good. I would say Neto has been, in terms of our forwards, I think Neto has been our best attacker. That's not really saying much considering the other two have been a bit missing. Palmer, of course, has been missing. Enzo's been pretty terrible. I said it's just a kind of result of these playing against these teams that aren't open. It always feels like your creative players are struggling. The United Arsenal game kicks off at 4:30 as well, so that'll be an interesting one to watch. Okay, the Palace team is now coming out of the tunnel. I don't know if there's going to be any changes. It doesn't look like there is. Eze is still on the pitch. No changes then. Let's see if we can make something happen regardless. It will be Palace to take the kickoff this time. They'll be going from right to left too. The commentator's rightly bringing up Esteval being on the bench. I think he's gonna, if he scores or gets an assist or something in this game, or you know, in maybe a second game, I really hope the media are gonna pick him up as like, oh, he's this bright new star. We can run narratives. We need narratives. So Palace have started off the game by doing the PSG strat of just smashing it into touch high up the pitch and trying to put the squeeze on. Let's see if that works out for them. We seem to do pretty well against that strat when we were playing PSG in the Club World Cup, so I'm not sure why they've decided to do that, but there we go. Ball across the pitch will fall to Reece James. I think a lot of teams are going to do that. I think a lot of teams are going to do that at the start of games now. Pedro Neto winning the ball in the midfield, but will be ricocheted off of Enzo for a throw. Yeah, I mean, I think it is one of those things where it's like, bros, am I a bit too woke or type of situations. I say I don't mind it. It's just, it's one of those things where I will get annoyed by it if every team starts doing it. It should be only reserved for teams that have very good high presses and have players that are very good in the press. I think we are a team that could do that because we have players like Caicedo. But like, when your midfield is Wharton and Will Hughes, like, the timer, I forgot. I literally said as well, I'm not going to forget, and I did it again. Hang on. We will get this right. Boom. There we go. I've done it twice that now. That's 2 times on the bingo. Here's Cole Palmer on the right side. Thank you for reminding me. Josh Achampong. I think the message from Maresca in the dressing room would have been to move the ball quicker, get the ball up to Joao Pedro a little bit more. And speaking of which, he has just been clattered, absolutely clattered by Lacroix and not gotten a foul. Don't know why the referee has said nothing about that, to be honest. Here's Munoz into Mateta. Tackled by Josh Achampong, who's done really well up against him so far, to be honest. Let's see this decision again. That's a horror. He's gone completely past the player, past the ball, and just clattered into the player, and then fallen to the floor and pretended like he was the one that got tackled. Ridiculous decision. Ridiculous decision. Here's Cucurella to take the throw. Jalabal back to Sanchez, who will clear the ball long. Joao Pedro trying to hold it up, but unable to. Caicedo will win the ball in midfield and it's done really well. He's been dragged back by Will Hughes, and that's a clear yellow card. Yep. He knows what he's doing there. Good work from Caicedo to get past the midfield there. Yeah. Could be part of his mentality there. Good work from Chalabar to do a little pirouette and then play a long ball, but he will not be able to reach that, Pedro Neto, despite his pace. Here's Enzo into Palmer, who's in the box here. Will pull it across on the right foot, but it's deflected for a corner. Or not. Apparently not. Here's Chalabar. Recovers the ball really, really well. Gets the ball back to Sanchez. Here's Caicedo, who's dropping between the centre-backs. Long ball from him to the wide areas. Never mind, it's up to Joao Pedro, who does win the header. Lacroix will scramble to get the ball and does do that very well. Ezza will flick it around the corner for Mateta. Gets it to Saar. Ball through for Ezza, but they weren't on the same page and he didn't make the run through. Both teams looking a lot better. Here's Josh Achimpong. Estival warming up on the sidelines, and that's why the crowd has gotten up a little bit. Let's go, Steve. Big up, Steve. Good tackle from Palmer. Oh, his ball into the middle is just not there. It wasn't on, and he tried to force it. Here's Wharton. There's a great little ball from him to get it through to Tyreek Mitchell. Up against Neto. Great ball in from Mitchell, and Chalobah will clear. Those early balls from the wide areas from Palace are so good. That's a lovely little dummy from Ezza. Oh. It goes straight between... There's two players in the box of Palace and it goes right in between both of them. We got a bit lucky there. Mitchell again will give the ball away this time. Here's Gittins. Oh, man. Yeah, he's holding a bit too much there, Gittins. He's given away the free kick. It's a good battle over there on that right side between him and Munoz, to be fair. Well, left side from us. Here's Mitchell. We'll try and play the ball through to Mateta, but it doesn't get there. Chalobah clears. We've got a break on here. If Enzo can get his head up. Gets it to Palmer. Here's Gittins. Ball's a little bit heavy from Palmer to get it to him, but he does recycle the ball. Wasted opportunities there, man. We are moving the ball quicker here, though. Here's Caicedo. James the Neto. First chance for him of the half to get really kind of attack someone. He's got two players on him. He gets it back to James. Achimpong, who's high up the pitch now. I think we've moved into the 2-2 kind of formation with James getting a bit higher. Or one of the centre-backs is committing a bit further forward. Here's Caicedo. Here's Josh, who will try and get through, but he cannot. Forced back to James. Palace are doing well out of possession, but if they keep doing this, they're going to eventually start to tire because they're getting through a lot of work here. Here's Palmer, who's on the left-hand side. Baits the pass, but does not do it. Gets it to Gittins instead. Tries to play a 1-2 with Palmer, but instead Palmer will go around the outside. Does well. Puts it across the box. It's a good save from Henderson. And James will retrieve the resulting ball, but it's gone out for a throw. Here he comes. Esteval coming on, and he is coming on for Jamie Gittins. I knew this would happen, man. It's annoying. I knew I said this. Enzo would make a really annoying sub like this. He's taking off Gittins rather than taking off Neto. Now, it's going to be interesting. Are we seeing Esteval on the right wing, or are we seeing him central with Palmer on the right wing? I imagine he will just go out to the right wing here. And he has. Here's his Premier League debut. And he's come on really early, to be fair. He's got a lot of time to work with. Let's hope he gets a goal. Honestly, getting a winner here would be superb for his career. He's already in with a tackle. Gets a big cheer from the crowd. Caicedo's been caught here and he looks really in pain. The referee's said play on, but he's rolling around like he's been shot. So I don't know what happened to him. The ball going forward. I'm assuming Mateta has just gone in really hard on him. And the referee Might have to. That he should be off. He should be off, but he's not going to be because that's not how VAR works. But he should be off. There we go. They've gotten away with one there. They can't complain about that disallowed goal now, which they couldn't complain about anyway, to be fair. But like just in case. Man, this co-commentator pisses me off. He's saying that would be harsh to see a second yellow for that. It's a yellow card challenge. He studs up on him. There's some wanker chants going from the crowd, which I'm assuming are from the Palace fans. So the referees had a bit of a mare when it comes to the actual decisions today. But there we go. I'm not even sure who the referee is. I didn't check. Henderson's ball will go straight to Sarr. It's recycled by who else but Moises Caicedo. His Esteval takes the ball one way and then the other, gets past him, puts it across the box. It's a good ball for Enzo at the back post, but he can't direct it goalwards. It will fall for Reece James, who's fouled, not given anything, is given finally. And he's geeing up the crowd. See, this is what I said. This is why I wanted Esteval to start, because he's a player that will make things happen. He will just make things happen just out of nothing. He's not said, oh, well, I'm doubled up on, I don't care, I'm not going to be able to get through. He said, screw it, I'm going through. Oh, it's just a tiny bit too high with the cross. It's a good ball, though. We do have a free kick in a very, very dangerous position here. It's Eza who fouls Reece James here. It's Palmer and James who are over the free kick. But it could be... We've seen Esteval play some take some set pieces for us in the recent preseason games, so maybe he's deployed on some of these, but it will be the two senior players over this ball. Can Palmer do what his opposite number did earlier and put the ball in the back of the net here? Because he seems like he's going to be the one to take this. Cucurella and Moises Caicedo rightfully trying to stay away from the wall. He's actually put a line down the ref with the spray to stop him from doing it. Ball has gone straight into the wall and has clattered Chris Richards right in the nads. Oh, fuck off. They've actually stopped the game for a nut shot. Oh, whatever. Whatever, man. It's not a head injury. It's not a head injury. The game shouldn't be stopped. It's not a serious injury. It doesn't even... I don't think it even hits him there. It hits him in the chest. Utterly stupid. Oh, Eden Hazard in the house. He did say he was going to be here. Good to see him. Back in the Garden of Eden. What a life what a different type of head injury. I'm pretty sure I made that exact same joke in one of our preseason games where someone got hit in the nuts as well. I forgot what I was going to say now. It must be a good life being Eden Hazard, being one of the best ever young players, getting loads and loads of money, retiring and getting to sit in Stamford Bridge and watch Chelsea. Hell yeah. What a life. He's actually got a plug in his nose, so I'm wondering if the ball actually hit him in the face rather than the nuts. It didn't look like it. It looked like it hit him in the shoulder. But he is bleeding, so it looks like he'll be fine though, as is ever the case with these types of situations. I don't know why they make such a big hoo-ha about it. Just if he needs treatment, get him off the pitch, treat him, and then let the game play on. Like, here's Josh. Pedro Neto on the left-hand side. I would like for us to play down this right-hand side more and just get it to Esteval at every opportunity. We are moving it that way now. Here's Josh Achimpong, who decides to surge through the middle. Good work from him. Get it out to Pedro Neto, but he can't... Oh, he can get on the ball. He's quick enough. Neto trying to take his man one way and then the other. Gets it back to Chalabar. Ball from Chalabar is a good one. Oh, just ahead of Esteval is Tariq Mitchell to clear. Gotta make these corners count. Yeah, we're getting a lot of them. And it will probably be Esteval on the corner. We've seen him be taking these in pre-season. Let's see. It's actually Neto on it. He's got Caicedo as the short option. We've had 7 corners now. Ball into the near post again. It's actually to the middle of the box, and it's Joao Pedro underneath it who cannot get it directed on target. Honestly, I think Joao Pedro has not had the greatest game, and I think that when Liam Delap comes on, which he probably inevitably will do, I think he'll be able to cause this backline a little bit more issues with his kind of more rugged attitude, let's say. Here's Mitchell. Through the centre for... I think that's Saar who dropped deep. It is. Kukurea was with him, but they've won the ball back here. Here's Mateta. Heavy touch from Eza will get tackled by Esteval, who's going to run past everyone here. He's being held off. It's Joao Pedro who's tackled again. Good work from Lecroix, I think that is. And Caicedo will tackle in the middle to get the ball out for a Palace throw. It's going to be a game where I think one goal decides it. The handball from Eza will give us a free kick. And Maresca is very keen to get the ball moving quickly as he throws the ball back on the pitch. Here's Chalabar. Run from Enzo through the middle is not spotted. I mean, we need to be spotting those runs more. Here's Esteval on the right-hand side. Back to James, to Josh, to Chalabar. All the way on the opposite side now to Neto, who will play the ball on his right foot forward for Joao Pedro. Good knockdown from him. Here's Kukurea. We're having to recycle the ball though. I'd like to see Josh try and kind of drive through the middle a bit more when he gets on the ball like that, because he's been doing it a few times and it works every time, so. Here's James. He's going to go up the pitch a little bit here. Here's Enzo. Inside for Joao Pedro. First time for him to get on the ball and create something. Here's back to Enzo. Trivela pass out to the left side for Neto. He's going to cut into the inside. Lovely ball to the back post, and it's off the back of one of their players and nearly went in, but it's cleared again. Palmer unable to get his strike away in the middle of the box. Oh, it was Mitchell that it bounced off of. Ball will be thrown back. Here's Caicedo. Cross the pitch to Chalabar. He's going to try and get up the pitch here. He plays out to Neto. He's going to go inside again. Chalabar across the pitch to James. Lovely little ball over the top from him to Kukurea, but it will be easily shepherded behind for a goal kick. Good work from Munoz to stop him from getting that. Romario is in the house as well. Brazilian heritage in Stamford Bridge. Good work from Cucurella to win the ball in the centre off a Sarr. Enzo will play it forward for Joao Pedro, who's tackled. Cucurella goes in for another tackle on Mitchell, but will not win that. Here comes Sarr. Tackled brilliantly by Josh Achampong, and he's fallen to the floor and not getting it from the referee. Here comes Chelsea on the opposite side. Here's Neto. We've got space to work with here. We've got to use it. We've cut back again. It's really frustrating when we keep doing that. Palmer will make the run forward, though. Great pass from Neto. He'll put a cross in, and it's Estevao in the box. Oh, he needed to take that. He needed to take that first time. What's the weather like in the kingdom? It is pretty good. It's a nice cool 20 degrees. It's quite warm, but like not too hot, as it often is. And it's a little bit overcast, so not too much sun. Oh, he needs to take this first time. If he smashes this on the volley, he scores. He's tried to fool Hughes in the middle with an extra touch. Good from him, though, getting shots away. I like it when the referee lets the game flow a bit more like that. That benefits us more. Speaking of which, he has just called a foul for something on Mateta in the centre. It will be a Palace free kick. This is good for us, though. Honestly, I think we're going to get more chances on the counter than we are just playing the possession-based football against this Palace team. If we can get a break here from, a free kick or something, it serves us better. Eza and Wharton, who are the two players over the free kick. It's deep. It's about 40 yards, 40, 50 yards out, so no immediate danger, but all three centre-backs are up the pitch again. Sarr is the player at the back post. It's going to be taken by Wharton. The in-swinger to the back post where Sarr is, but he can't reach it. Just a bit too heavy for him. It's always going away from you in those scenarios. It will be a goal kick for the Chelsea. And we've taken it quickly. We want to get on with this. Here's Josh. Caicedo. Lovely little dink pass into Enzo, who's got his first touch back under him this time. Here's Estevao trying to get past Mitchell. Cannot do it, but the ball will fall for Joao Pedro. Oh, he can't quite get ahead of... He can't quite get the ball under his spell, and it's going to fall back to Palace. Mitchell again. Mateta tries to play the ball off of Caicedo to win a throw, but it doesn't do it successfully, and its ball is back with us. Here's Sanchez. Good work from Cucurella to go inside and collect the ball. He's going to run up the pitch now. Here's Enzo. Game getting a bit more open as players tire. Here's Palmer. Enzo again. Caicedo again. There's a switch on here for Neto if he can see him, but he's going to go back to James instead. Here's Chalobah. Back to Caicedo. Here's Josh. Neto up against Munoz. Chalobah. Oh, it's a hospital pass from Josh, and he's given the ball to Eza, who tries again to catch out Sanchez, but he actually hits his own player with the lob attempt from 40 yards out. It will be Munoz to take the cross, and it's a good ball in, and Reece James is there ahead of Hughes. Hot down south today. 26 degrees and wall-to-wall sunshine, yeah. That's the south for you, isn't it, though? Always is a bit sunnier there. Well, as I said, when I'm talking about the weather, I'm talking about in the east of England, so I'm a bit further up, so... And I'm not particularly in, like, a coastal part of the east, so... It's quite nice. Much better than what it has been in the last few weeks, where it's been about, like, 32 degrees and humid and horrible. Jefferson Lerma is coming on for Will Hughes, which I'm glad to see the back of that guy, because he was being really, really annoying, but Lerma is not particularly much of an improvement in that regard. He's also a very annoying player to play against. It will be a Palace corner, though. Ezza to take. Signal goes up, 2 hands. Into the front post, and it's cleared by Caicedo, I think. It was Chalabar at the front post, rather. They have given a goal kick. Sanchez will take the free kick, the goal kick quickly, because we've got a break on here. Mitchell's got to get this right, and he gets it out for Neto to try and collect, but he's done really well. Really, really well, Mitchell, but we will get a throw high up. It was a 1v3, and he dealt with that very, very well. Had to. Here's Palmer. Caicedo. Here's James. It's just no space centrally. James again. Here's Caicedo. Dinked little ball over to Enzo. Tractorland. I'm close to Tractorland, but I'm not in Tractorland. And that's the closest I'm gonna talk about that, because I don't want to dox myself. Here's Chalabar. Again, we're moving the ball too slow now. We need to start speeding this. But it was fast at the start of the half. We've slowed down again, and it's not serving us well. James will play the ball over Cucurella. Oh, Dean Henderson gets there ahead of him. It's a good attempt, but just get the ball out to Esteval, man. I don't get it. It shouldn't be this difficult. He's done well to actually stop Mitchell from playing the ball forward there, the Brazilian. James will play the ball back to Sanchez. Needs to get his first touch right, or he would have just let that in. He does. Chalabar will beat his man. Great work from him. He's going to surge up the pitch here, the centre-back. This is Kurt Zuma again. Good ball from him to Neto, who's running in behind. He's held by 2 hands by Lacroix, and the referee has given a foul. Good work from the ref there to spot that. Really good work from Trevor. I don't know how they can complain about that not being a foul. He's got 2 hands around him, and then the other player stomps on him. Mono's a Scunthorpe massive. Absolutely not. And it's going to be a competitive Premier League debut for Liam Delap as Joao Pedro is coming off. I think this serves us better. I don't think Joao Pedro really suits the team that we're up against. I think Delap suits it a lot better. Could be a bit more rough and tumble. He's a bit more of a target in the centre for crosses, things like that. Delap winner, maybe? Esteval with the assist, I would take it. It will be a free kick in a dangerous area for Delap to try and latch onto here. It's James and Neto over it. It's on the left-hand side of the pitch, about 28 yards out, I would say. The referee is trying to sort something out in the middle, hence the delay. Whistle goes. James puts the signal up. It will be him to take it, and he puts it into the near post, but it's cleared quite comfortably by Mateta. Esteval will win the ball. No, he won't. He's going to get a yellow here. I thought he won the ball. The shin pads have come off for someone. I'm not sure who that is. Is it Munoz? Yeah, I think it's Munoz. Does he get the ball here? He gets some of the ball, but more of the man. He's in his own half, so it's not going to be a red or anything. A little bit of a wild one from Steve. Needs to calm down a little bit, but I'd like to see more substitutions here, honestly. I think the midfield does need a bit of a freshen up. will be Chris Richards on the ball. Here's Esteval. Good work from him to keep the ball. Likewise from Reece James, who will take the throw now. Liam Delap will hold up the ball and win another throw high up the pitch. Good work from him. This could be a real statement from Liam Delap if he can put himself about here and actually get us something against the low block side. Really give us, you know, a different option. Palace have done well here. They're going to try and play the counter-attack. The ball over to the other side for Munoz is not accurate, though, and it will fall to Neto. And now we've got a chance to kind of break. I would get Neto off the pitch, though, admittedly. I think we need to bring George on. We need someone who can actually take on his man on that side. Not always cut inside. Here's Wharton. Mateta, who's held up the ball well. The ball from Lerma is cut out and it's so close to falling for Delap in the centre. This feels like it's going to be one of these games where neither team scores, if I'm being honest. See if anyone's got a bit of magic in them in the end of the last 15 here. Mateta does well up against Josh, but Sanchez will save the attempt. Yeah, that's kind of the same feeling I'm getting. But we need to remember that Palace are a good team. Like this isn't the same as last season in terms of it being against teams like, you know, like Burnley, this season's Burnley or something like that. I don't think we're going to struggle as much against those teams. But like Palace aren't like a low league side. Like they're in the top 10. Even though I've kind of predicted them to finish a little bit lower than that, I think. Here's Chalobah. Cucurella in the centre. Moises Caicedo. His ball to Cucurella is a good one. His ball into Palmer is a great one. Oh, his pass into Esteval is not quite there, but it's gonna fall back to him. Here is Esteval last. Oh my god, it's so hard. There's so much going on. It's hard to commentate. Cleared by Palace. It'll be Josh underneath the ball. He's got Mateta for company, who's gonna hold the ball up well here. Munoz has got the ball off him. Ball played off of Chalobah for a corner, or for a throw rather. So it's a really good ball from Esteval to the back post in that other move, but no one gets on the end of it. There's going to be another substitution here. 2 substitutions for Chelsea. It's Andre Santos and Malo Gusto coming on. So I imagine that'll be James and Enzo coming off. And honestly, I'm glad that Enzo is coming off because he's not been good today. It's a debut in the Premier League for Andre Santos. Let's hope he can get something going. He's made a bit of a name for himself of popping up with goals, to be honest, even as a defensive kind of player. So maybe he can get a header or something. Reece James obviously coming off the pitch means that Moises Caicedo will take the armband as Malo Gusto moves into right back. Interesting to see how the team changes here, because Gusto will probably more likely be the player to go up into midfield or up higher up the pitch rather than Cucurella now. So maybe Cuckoo stays as the kind of central or the left centre back here. We'll see once it kind of we get into that stage. It's going to be a throw for Palace, and it's going to be a long one from Chris Richards again. Or maybe not Chris Richards. Who is it? It's from someone else on the other side. Ball will go straight to the centre of the pitch, and it's Delap who clears it very well. Sanchez will come out for the resulting ball, and he will play it long. Oh, it's a bit of a waste, man. Esteval is in so much space. If he just throws that out to Esteval, we've got a 2v2. Didn't get his head up. I do appreciate him trying to play it out quickly, though, because we do need to do that, but, like, not in that way. Henderson will play it long. Mateta will be shepherded pretty well by Josh there. Is Chalabar, who's fouled. They're trying all the dark arts here to stop us from getting the ball, us from playing the free kick quickly. I think Palace will be a team that will take a point against Chelsea. The other way around, not so much. We've got 10 minutes to make something happen. Here's Moises Caicedo. Yeah, Malagusto's gone really, really wide. And Esteval is still up high with him. And Santos has gone into a kind of right 10 position as well. It looks like Moises Caicedo is actually acting more as the right centre-back here. At least in build-up. Achampong with the ball ahead. Will be cleared by Munoz. Cleared even further by Lecroix and will win the throw. It's Chalabar again. Passing needs to speed up. Here's Caicedo to Gusto. Brentford have got one back from a penalty. I don't know why they're showing this in the middle of the game. Go away. This is really annoying. Here's Caicedo. Yeah, so it's Malagusto who's now inverting into the middle now. Long ball from Sanchez. We'll go straight off the pitch, and that kind of sums up our day, if I'm being honest. Throw is taken. Here's Sarr. His ball's a good one. Here's Eze. Strike from him is a good one, but Sanchez will save it. Corner for Palace. Again, we could get an opportunity from these counter-attacks if they don't get the corner right. I think Eze has really kind of been impacted by the fact that he might be leaving. He looks really desperate to get a goal before he leaves. And he's just been shooting at random angles and stuff that just don't make sense. It was just not on there, really. Will be him taking the corner. In-swinger from the right-hand side. Into the near post, and it's cleared by Chalabar. Cleared further by Esteval. For a Palace throw. It's going to be another set of substitutions, I think. 90 plus 2-minute winner from Delap. I only read the script. Let's hope. I need to do something to... Oh, interesting. Eze is coming off the pitch and there's a mixed reception for him. He's being clapped by half of the crowd, but booed by the other half. Very interesting. He's taking a lot of time to get off the pitch, so I'm assuming that probably confirms that he is leaving. Trying to soak up the adulation. It's Justin Devenny who's coming on. Interesting for them to take Eze off, considering he's one of the players that could probably get them a goal and actually snatch the win here. Oof, close for Mateta, causing Sanchez a problem there, but it's been dealt with. Cleared by Chalabar. Heisted up, and here's Delap. Does well to win the ball, but he's going to lose it again. We win the throw, though. The crowd is getting a bit restless as we struggle to make inroads here. Here's Malagusto. Esteval. Here's Pedro Neto, who I'm surprised is still on the pitch, if I'm being honest. He's been tackled and will win another throw. Chalabar. Across the pitch to Malagusto. We need to open up the pitch here and get some more involvement. Here's Santos with his first touch to Esteval. Up against two. Can he beat them? He can. He can get past one. He can't get past the other. Good tackle from Santos. And they've given a fucking foul, man. Literally nothing. This game has been so choppy because the referee is just not letting those things fly. It's really fucking annoying. 5 minutes left. Here's Henderson. We'll go for a long ball here. To the wide right. Malagusto underneath it. Won by Mitchell. Second ball won by Caicedo. Then knocked forward by Andre Santos. But it will only go to the back line of Palace. Malagusto clears the ball. Chalabar underneath it. Santos is pushed off the ball by Lerma and will win a foul. We want to get on with it quickly. Palmer puts the ball down and tries to take the free kick forward. He's been blocked off. Here's Caicedo. Palmer dropping deep. Chalabar on the left side. Moises Caicedo. We need to commit another player forward here. Good ball from Caicedo to Cucurella. Gets it forward for Liam Delap. Into the box. His touch is a little heavy, but he's able to win a corner. Or not. Apparently not. Okay, well. I think that's the third time that we have played the ball against the player and they've not given it as a corner, but maybe the ball ran out beforehand, not sure. Long ball from Henderson again, from the goal kick. One in the air by Josh Achimpong. Here's Neto. Will knock it forward for Liam Delap. Another opportunity for him to rough and tumble with the centre-backs. Does well to hold up the ball. It's Palmer who goes forward and he's tackled by Maxence Lecoix. And it's another Chelsea corner as a Raw goes forward. Crowd getting G'd up for this now. Hopefully that'll help. Go on, Andre Santos header. You know he can score these. Ball into the front post again. That hasn't worked all game. I don't know why we are continuing to do it. It's literally not worked a single time. Ball will be cleared. Malagusto will recycle it to Sanchez. His ball forward is a long one. Chris Richards underneath it, and so is Pedro Neto. Palmer will win the ball off of Wharton here. Plays it forward for Malagusto. Space for him. Gonna take his foot. Oh, takes a strike. It's so silly of him. I know he wants to get his first goal, but that is utterly stupid decision from him. So many options he could take, and that was the only one that was probably the wrong decision. Long ball, once again, will fall to Malagusto. Wins a goal kick. Good work from him. We're taking it quickly. Here's Chalabar. We have urgency, but no urgency in our play. It's ridiculous. We're like restarting the game really quickly, but then just don't pass the ball fast enough. It's really frustrating. Here's Malagusto. Get the ball forward. Here's Santos. Good work from him. Come on. Esteval. Back to Gusto. Josh. Chalabar. There's only a minute left to play. Come on. Andre Santos will dink the ball over the top for Liam Delap. Does really well, Liam Delap. Strikes, and it's saved by Henderson. It's too central. Oh, he needed to take an extra touch there, I think. He didn't need to take that first time. He could have taken an extra touch. We are high pressing here, though, causing them issues. Munoz will try and clear it. Sarr will hold up the ball. He's ran off the pitch and given it away. Here's Palmer in the box. Will fall to Cucurella. He can't get on the end of it ahead of Mitchell. Ball cleared. 6 minutes of added time. Chalabar into Caicedo here. Neto will set his sights for a cross here. He's not coming in, though. Here's Palmer on the right side. Or left side, rather. Chalabar across to Achampong. Gusto. It feels like there could be a winner here. Genuinely. Here's Estival. Being doubled up on again. He's going to take it around the outside. Close control from him is great. And he wins the corner from Mitchell. That's what we need. We just need that bit of kind of, you know, drive forward. Will be Estival to take the corner. Can he get a good delivery here? Into the near post. It's deflected off of Mitchell, I believe that is. And it's gone out for another throw. I think it might have actually been Dean Henderson who stops that from going in. Another one for Estival to swing in. Into the near post once more. Why are we putting it to the near post? We've had like 9 corners all to the near post. None of them have worked. It's so frustrating. Ball out wide to Estival once again. He's got space to work with here. He is tackled though. The ball will be cleared. Sanchez will claim this. Palace very much sitting in their shape now. As they kind of have been the entire game, let's be honest. It's Palmer. Good work from him to spin past his man. Good pass from him to try and play it into Santos, but he can't get it through. It'll ricochet to Gusto. Big come on Chelsea chance. Ball forward to Liam Delap. Does really well. Gets it to... Oh! Gets it to Cucurella, who puts it across perfectly for Santos in the box, but he's tried to take a swipe at it with his left foot instead of his right, and he's missed. It's been... Oh, he got so underneath it. That was the chance. Oh, it's such a good bit of play. If only Santos takes us a touch here, or can get it to Estival or something. Still 4 minutes to go though. Josh wins the ball in the air. His Cucurella playing it forward. Delap, who's been fantastic as he's come on. Great work from him to get it to Estival. Escapes one. Into the centre here. Palmer. Pedro Neto. Dinks the ball into the centre of the box. Whereas Santos is there again. Oh, and Delap can't get on the end of the header. I told you Santos is good at those headers. Delap was a little on his heels there. Well, header needs to be better from Santos, but he couldn't really get the power behind it. Palace will be going up the pitch, though. Here's Munoz. Wharton. They're going to look for a winner themselves here. Ball to the back post is to the number 55, who I've forgotten the name of, if I'm being honest. But he cannot get his touch right, and he is giving the ball away for a goal kick. Here's Cucurella. Caicedo. Palmer, who's dropped deep to try and facilitate things. Come on. Forward for Caicedo. Forward back to Palmer. Good ball from him out wide to Malo Gusto. Come on, put the ball in. Ugh, he's gone back. It's frustrating. Caicedo tries to play the 1-2 with him. He's not following up the ball. Estival will try and keep it on and cannot. I think that's it. There's just no urgency for Palace to get the ball forward here. They don't want to try and win this. They're happy with a point. Long ball from Hendo. To Mateta, who cannot control it. It's gone for a Chelsea throw. Gusto will throw it forward. Delap with the hold-up play. Good work from him to get it to Caicedo. Forward for Cucurella. We got to go here. 1 minute. Here's Neto. Palmer. Shown one way by Chris Richards, so he can't get away from him. Now he has. Palmer to Neto again. Plays it back to Palmer. Corner again. It'll be Neto to take it. If this goes to the near post, I'm going to fucking scream, I swear. It's going to do my head in. Long ball into the near post. It doesn't go anywhere, of course. And the referee blows his whistle. It's 0-0. First game of the calendar is a big disappointment as we do not get 3 points against Crystal Palace. But at least we haven't lost. I guess that's all we can say. I guess that is all we can say. Frustrating. Really frustrating. We should be winning that game. We should be taking those chances that we did get, and we should be fashioning more chances in truth. But again, as I kind of highlighted, Palace's team is just really, really hard to play against. They are really defensively solid, and that's what you have to kind of come up against. It's the third big team that they've beaten in a row with these tactics. So credit to them. They played very, very well. I was going to try and update the score, but I realised I didn't have to. I'll be leaving swiftly because... we've got to do the bingo card before I do that. Let's do the bingo card. I've got to do all my Control-C nonsense again before I move over. Okay. So... Oh, what have I done? What have I done? There we go. So, let's tick off the things from the bingo card. Forgot the timer, I did this twice. Palmer player of the match, absolutely not. Clean sheet, we do get a clean sheet. No goals and assists for any player, so that's not there. We don't get Hato app. Caicedo, enemy number 1. We don't get this. Sanchez wonder save, we don't get this. I don't think I changed my mind on any of the decisions, honestly. I think all of them were pretty kind of cut and dry. No goal scorers. I don't know if I turned foreign. I don't think I did. I'm not gonna I'm gonna claim that the mono was right thing because like they did play in the same way that I expected them to. We just didn't really take advantage of what I kind of wanted. No real thing here. I definitely swear at the ref because he's a nonce. Over 3 common players we don't get. Weldy we don't get. Correct prediction we don't get. Gitten's goal we don't get. Weird sub I will be taking because of the substitute that didn't take off Neto. Didn't have any camera problems. No Joao Pedro goals. I didn't have anyone questioning the black and white thing. This was a terrible. In terms of the scoreline, this was really bad. And in terms of the result, this is really bad. In terms of the bingo card, this was even worse. Let's take a free space for every single corner going into the near post and not working, and us continuing to do it for some reason. There we go. Unlucky. Yeah, I will be leaving swiftly here because I need to prepare for the other games I will be watching today. But I appreciate you guys hanging out as ever. Appreciate you guys keeping me company as we watch these. I will be back for the next game, which will be next week. I don't actually know when that is. Let me check. When is our next game? Next game is Friday. We are playing West Ham, who should be much more of an easy proposition than Palace were, considering how many goals they conceded in their opener and how poor they are under Graham Potter. That will be an 8 PM kickoff, so the stream will start at 19:45. So yeah, or I say 19:45. I should just say 7:45 PM on the Friday is when the watch along will go. In terms of the preview for that'll be out on the Thursday. As I said, thank you guys for hanging out. So I will be preparing for that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your afternoons, evenings, or mornings, depending on where you are. Keep the blue flag flying high as ever, and I'll see you on